Welcome back to Dubbo Sports World. You're on the Cricket Australia Indoor Cricket live stream, and we're here for the semi-final, third versus fourth, and the New South Wales Cyclones coming from New South Wales country versus Western Australia in this elimination final, in effect for the 13s and under division of the National Championships. And I've got with me Tony Pahi. Welcome, Tony.
David, good morning to you, good afternoon to you and to everybody around Australia. I think we're in for a good game this afternoon.
Yeah, this has been a particularly close division, Tony. I was just looking through the stats last night. I think there's been 12 games that have been decided by less than 20 runs. And I think, 6 or 7 games less than 5 runs. So it's been a very tight division.
And that's what you wanted too. And I believe that the Cyclones are just going to be the slight favourites in today's game. Because as you know, there's a bit of a big prize at the end of this game for this afternoon when they take on New South Wales. So in the prelim final. So
the News... the News Victoria, who finished top of the ladder, have won the major semi-final, so they're through to the grand final. But New South Wales through to the prelim, New South Wales Blues. So the winner of this game plays the Blues this afternoon. So looking forward to that. But the news here is that Cyclones are batting first against Western Australia. So New South Wales Cyclones been in good form, and they've won 6 of their 8 games. And the Western Australians 3 of their 8 and tied 1. So we're getting to start. De Vries is bowling, and the first ball into the side net. So solid start from the Cyclones.
And Bryce De Vries has had a good tournament so far this week. He's taken 8 wickets and 118 runs off 7 games. So a very solid contributor to WA. And that's what you want from all your players this week.
This one's shortish and again into the side net. So a good start there from the New South Wales boys.
I've noticed during the week, David, that the ball bounces, it varies because of the floorboards underneath the court. So you don't always get good value for your shots.
This one's short and safe. Baxter has a ping but just misses. So they're through for a nice start from the Cyclones. So we've got Tom Cody and Mitch Corn opening the batting for the Cyclones. Corn the skipper. And De Vries just bowling a little bit short at the moment. This ball hit his leg, but they don't take off this time very wisely. And
2 solid contributors here too for the Cyclones, Corn and Cody. 110 and 120 runs respectively off 7 games, and very healthy averages as well.
Played it straight. They go through this time, but they can't stop that run. So we were talking about this the last game with Anton Croxford, but the floorboards, whether it makes much difference to the bounce or the pace.
I think it does. Coaching during the week, just have a look at this delivery coming around the wicket.
Plays and misses. There's an appeal for catch behind, but not out. So I wonder if there was a stumping chance there.
I think he went for both, just trying to keep the umpire on his toes. But just going back to the floorboards, during the week I've noticed that some of the balls are keeping very low, and it's hard for both keepers, receivers especially, to get down to the balls. And there's also been a lot of fumbles, especially in the under-14 girls division.
Yep.
We've had a lot of fumbles during the week out of all 4 sides, so it may have a little part to do with it. But as we say, at the end of the day, it's the same for both teams. So no one's really disadvantaged by this.
So the West Australians feeling very close here. We've got 2 of the De Vries players in there. Short into the side and back net, so 2 scored there. So we've got Bruce De Vries and Max De Vries. I'd imagine they're brothers, but I'm just making that assumption. So Prescott bowling, and over those 2 fielders' heads, so 2 fielding very close on the offside.
And so Jack Prescott has only taken 4 wickets this week.
Yep.
A lot of the...
bowled him! That one keeping a bit low and getting through the defences of Corn. Playing back, maybe he could have played forward, but there's the benefit of bowling straight.
And that's what's happening on these wickets too with the bounce. 1 minute it'll be just short of a length, and the next minute it'll be about ankle high.
Yeah.
And so the bounce got him.
Probably the benefit of maybe getting on the front foot if it's keeping a bit low occasionally. So Jack Prescott, early wicket. This one's shortish and into the side net for 2. So we saw in the first game that the benefits of pitching the ball up on these pitches, and bowling short certainly gives the batsman some time. This ball full, uppishly, and just missed. And there's a ping at the stumps, it hits, but they're home. So a half chance there. Baxter just couldn't quite get up to that one.
I think the thing is, if you do bowl full, Your fielders can do the job for the bowlers. And having a look at the field here, the 3 front court fielders are standing a bit deeper.
Good length, plays it straight to DeVries, so no run there.
So the WA coach obviously has a plan for these 2 batters, which most coaches do.
So we've got, the score is 10 after the first 2 overs. Prescott 1 over for 3, so a good over from him. So early wickets the key for Western Australia in this game. We can see the runs scored by both teams. Fairly close on runs scored, both these teams this week. But against New South Wales Cyclones have conceded 144 less as Thomas bowls and cut nicely into the side net, and they can't beat the batsman home. So 2 runs to the total.
And Cooper Thomas has played the 5 games, taken 4 wickets this week. And made 74 runs at his 5 at bat, so good contributions there.
This one on his legs and turned nicely into the side net there by Corn. So these 2 playing pretty sensibly. Hasn't been too much go to hand at the moment, but very close infielders, the West Australians at the moment. This ball full and hit into the fielder there as we speak.
Looking for the drive there through the leg side field. I think he closed the bat a bit early.
Into Voss's leg. This ball again, he likes him there. Just into the side net again.
I'm just trying to think what kind of score the Cyclone coach would be looking at here. A lot of scores have varied this week between 80 to 130, so
yep.
It's going to be hard to set a score on a final, I think.
Yeah. So, in the previous game this week between these 2 sides, the Cyclones beat WA 118 to 85. So, both reasonable scores as Thomas bowls. Again on the legs, this one under the back net. A late decision to run, but they get through safely. So, the Cyclones looking to get up over that 100 mark, no doubt, in this innings.
Umpire just calling a no ball. I think it might have been for the front foot there.
Oh, okay, yep.
So, an extra 2 bonus runs there to the batters.
The 13 off that last over, so good over for Cody and Corn.
So Max DeVries coming on to bowl now for WA. And he's had a good carnival. He's taken 8 wickets this week so far, so he's had a strong contribution for his team.
So nice and tall, Max DeVries. Again on the legs. So we can see, Tony, this... as you say, if you do bowl it short, it just sits up a little bit, doesn't it? It doesn't really fly through. So makes it a little bit, it gives the batsman a little bit more time. This one fuller, but too wide, so there's a no ball called.
Yeah, a lot of batsmen this week have had to wait for the ball.
Yep.
Which is not their style, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Because a lot of batters like the ball to come on, but off this surface, it's not going to come on all the time.
Cody tries straight back to the bowler. DeVries pings at the stumps, and Corn just gets back into ground.
So I reckon a good start. I reckon they'll be looking at about 33 the way they're going at the moment. That'll be a good start for the Cyclones.
Full again uppishly and missed the catch. So getting a leading edge there off Cody's bat, and DeVries just couldn't quite pick that catch up. So because they're fielding so close in, it's hard sometimes to turn around.
It certainly is, and these nets, the ball just springs off.
Yep. Played a missed, and just getting back in time is Cody. It's been a good over for the Western Wolves. Creating a half chance there. This ball just off on his legs again, so into the side net. So well played by Corn. These 2 have added 31 so far. Good safe start by the Cyclones.
It certainly is, and they've had a couple of moments there that the Wolves haven't capitalised on, and that may hurt them as his innings goes on.
Full nice drive and through to the back net. That looks like a 5.
5 runs scored. Yep.
Yep. Beautiful shot there in the last over. So great shot there from Tom Cody to finish this skin. So 36 for this first 2. Tom Cody, a great start, 23 runs from him personally, and Mitch Corn, 13. So, yeah, look, that last ball was probably the right length to bowl. A couple of balls that he's bowled like that did produce leading edges, but that one
he did.
Tom Cody really got hold of.
He certainly did, and that turned a good over into a better over for the Cyclones.
Yeah, those half chances, the Western Wolves, you know, they probably had a couple of half chance balls in the air, didn't quite take them. That can be key in these games.
Especially in the final, you've got to take those.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, whoever loses, game is out. So they need to fire now. So we've got Jack Egan coming on to bowl. And he's taken 7 wickets for this carnival in 7 games.
Later missed. So we've got Zach Clark on strike and Jack Horseman up the other end.
And Zach Clark, he's done really well this week, 122 runs, and Horseman has 78.
Egan bowling with some good pace, but that's a wide one. So 2 runs there. Plenty of energy in Egan's action. A good length, driven straight back down the wicket. Egan pings at the keeper's end, but Horseman home.
I think he saw the non-striker watching where the ball was and tried to catch him off guard there.
Yeah.
That was a throw was just a bit wayward.
Egan bowls uppishly, and does he get under it? May have just put that down, or may have got on the half volley.
Great second effort by Daniel Voss, but he just couldn't grab that fumble.
So that ball a full toss, but getting a sort of a leading edge there. Egan bowls again, and a lovely drive there from Clark. And McKeon couldn't quite beat the batter home, so beautiful shot there. So it's 3 or 2 scored there?
I think it was a 3.
3. Horseman now on strike. Again, a nice drive, and Baxter can't quite pick it up, so 2 runs to the total. Clark, obviously the namesake of a very famous indoor cricketer, Michael Clark. Spelt the same way as 2. But a nice start by the Cyclones. 10 off that over from
last 3 overs, David, have been very good. It's like 36 runs for the Cyclones after a shaky start. I'm just wondering if WA is sort of just trying too hard to try and produce a wicket here, and they're not getting them. So sort of hard to say with young Alex Baxter coming on to bowl now.
It's interesting that 2 batters seem to enjoy the pace of the ball. I'm just wondering whether WA have got any spinners they can throw in at the moment.
Well, it
take
could
the pace
be.
off the ball.
Could be. That'll be the go. I noticed during the week when we've been playing, we've had the slower bowler, and they do reap rewards of slower bowlers. And being a new court, the spinners should, if they have any, should reap rewards here.
This one up, pitch and full court. And Alex Baxter, a great start. And his teammates, he's besieged by his teammates. And a nice sharp catch in there by Daniel Voss.
Good ball from Alex Baxter there. Flied it a little bit. Tried to drive.
Yeah, just making the batsman play straight. So Horseman just picking the fielder out there. Baxter back over the wicket. Spot on his legs, and Clark likes it there. 2 runs into the side net. Very correct player, Zach Clark. So again, the West Australians crowd Horseman here. Baxter bowls hit. This time a better shot from Horseman. Straight into the ground. Down and up.
Baxter, one of the few bowlers I've seen this week who's changing sides with every batsman, left-hand, right-hand combination. Not a lot of bowlers try to stay over the wicket.
Again, a lovely glance there from Clark.
But he's obviously got some plan.
The issue with bowling on Clark's legs, the field are quite straight at the moment. There's no one really down on that sort of square net. So needs to really just straighten Clark up at the moment. This ball clamped down, almost a back foot drive from Horseman, but very safely into the side net for 2. I'm going to try and straighten Clark up here. Baxter bowls. Again on his legs and beautifully played into the side net by Clark. 2 runs again. So a good over. Despite the first ball was a wicket, but a good comeback from these 2 players. So 5 runs off the over. Clark on 12 and Horseman 3. After 2 overs of this skin. So the West Australians really attacking, just looking for a wicket. But as you say, Tony, maybe they're just pushing a bit hard at the moment.
I think so.
They want to make sure their hands are soft when the ball comes to them.
Well, that's right. And soft hands, you can get the ball into your hands easy enough. But
so Voss left arm over and played straight. So just a single. Not quite taken cleanly by Prescott.
I think the more tense you are in the game, you're not going to get those clean grabs, so you're going to miss the opportunities. And that may be happening for WA at the moment.
This ball pulled around. It's 2 runs. Had ping at the wicket by De Vries, but misses the stumps.
There with the bounce we were alluding to earlier, that didn't get up that high either. I think Horseman had to sort of drag that ball down.
Voss bowls again. Full and played and missed by Clark. So good length from Voss. Keeper not quite taking it cleanly. Jake Egan.
It's the second time Clark's overbalanced. And they've missed the stumping, so they really need to take these opportunities, WA.
Again, a good length, but well played off his legs by Clark. 2 more.
Just having a look at the front court on the leg side there. I think they're standing too high. I don't think they're low enough.
Yeah.
And they can't get those balls that are going through around the legs. So they need to stand a bit lower.
This ball full outside edge into the back net. Now they've taken off Clark and Horseman is to the ground to make up. There's appeal for a run out and he's been given it. So a bit of a mix-up between the 2 Cyclones players, and Horseman, I was going to say hopefully he hasn't hurt himself. I think he's just a bit disappointed. So he had a dive there, but just hurt his leg a bit. Horseman staying in his crease, Clark calling him through. And he took off late, and the West Australians got the ball through for a run out. Voss bowls again.
Shot.
And
yeah, one of the cardinal sins we call coach killers. We always try to tell your players to look at your partner, and he had his head down there, young Horseman, and Clark didn't see that.
Yep. So a good over from the Cyclones. A wicket there, 2 runs off Voss's over, scoring a 53 now. So if they keep picking up wickets occasionally, they'll keep this score down. But
especially in 6-ball overs, you take that 5 runs off, it's hard to get it back.
Yep.
We got young McKeon. Gustav McKeon, he's got 7 wickets this week to bowl the last over to this batting pair.
This ball full and driven into the foot. McKeon takes a ping and just misses. So just the 1 scored there. Clark admonishing himself. He wanted to get that through to the side net, but he made good contact. Full again and clamping down that one, Horseman. No run taken. So a Yorker there.
Haven't seen many of those this week.
No.
And that was a great delivery there from young Gustav.
Shortish. Horseman down on it. That'll just be a single. Not much you can do about that. It's just time in the air. So Thomas fielding that one in close.
Bowler's asking for 2 on the leg side.
Yep. This ball full and Lysy driven, but stopped by Baxter. And he hits the stumps. Nice bit of fielding. That's young. It is Baxter. So well cut off.
I think he's called a no ball. I don't know whether the bowler changed direction there. He was bowling around the wicket the previous ball.
Oh, okay. Didn't advise.
So I wonder if that's what it was. Looks like that's what the call was.
Okay. So Horseman drives straight to the fielder. And well hit there from Prescott. And he's been given. Prescott, very clinical, picking up, turning and throwing in one action and throwing the stumps down.
So Western Wolves starting to pick up these wickets now, pegging back the Cyclone boys.
Hitting pretty straight there, Horseman. So McKeon bowls, and again hitting straight. De Vries has a ping, just misses. So that would have been very close. Clark.
Batter's chancing their arm here at the moment.
Yep.
They've already paid the price for 1, and nearly paid the price for the 2nd attempt.
Oh, he's nicked that one, but they don't run. So well bowled there from McKeon. He races back, and he finishes a very successful over. Gus McKeon, just 1 run off that.
So sorry.
That's all right.
I was going to say WA starting to get on a little roll here. Starting to peg back the Cyclone team.
So that's skin just the 18 runs, and so compared to the 36 for the openers. So the Western Australians that tactic of fielding, as you say, quite high. If you bowl straight and full, that tends to work.
Yeah, it does.
But if you bowl short of a length, that opens up the square nets, which was happening early in this innings.
It certainly does, and especially if you get the drive through as we were saying earlier, through the legs, like at ground level there. The WA fielders are too high and they can't get down to the ball, so they're going to get free runs. If that's the case, I believe that the 3-line fielders should be coming in behind to sort of back that up.
Yep.
But I can't see that happening at the moment, so they may have to change tactic a little bit here.
So first ball into the body. I think we've got Patrick Nelson and Brett Hutley at the crease. Hutley, quite a well-known name in New South Wales indoor cricket.
Certainly is. He made 84 runs this week, so he's playing quite well.
A French cut there from the Cyclones.
Oh.
From Nelson, copying a ball on the head too. The throw comes down, so well bowled from Egan.
Young Patrick's played well this week also, 77 runs off his 6 games, which is a good return.
So Egan bowling on the legs, nicely glanced for 2. So young Brett Hutley, we saw Caitlin Hutley, his sister, play in the 14s and under in the previous game.
And she's a very good player as well.
Yeah, that's one. A drive off the back foot from Nelson results in. He cut that one off there. Might be a single. Hutley on strike. Oh, he misses that one down leg side and no run. Well taken by De Vries. A bit tough taking down leg side. That's full, straight back to the bowler, they run, and he misses the stumps as we found Nelson was well out of his crease, backing up too far, and they didn't cross in the end. So third ball coming up. Very accurate over from Egan.
Bowler a bit angry with the back stumper there, telling him to take the ball. It might have been a bit quick for him to do that. Seems to be that every bowler's got their game face on here. They seem to be a bit tense though, but it is the game that they need to be up for, and young Voss come to bowl his last over.
Daniel Voss. He'll be coming with his left armers. A couple of left armers in the West Australian lineup, providing some good variety. So it looks quite crowded in there. Voss nice and full, but played off the back foot nicely into the side net. And 2 to the total off Nelson. It's funny, they look quite crowded. There's some tall fielders in close, almost like they're overlooking them at the moment, these 2 shortish batsmen. Down leg side's an appeal for catch behind, but not out. Mainly the keeper going up, I think.
I think if you walk into the centre, you think it's like 15 and under or 17 and under boys, but it's definitely not.
There's some tall infielders for Western Australia. It's ball wide and just leaning back on that one nicely for 2 runs there was Hutley.
If you put him up against the WA Wolves on the other court next to us here, that fit in quite well, the 3 boys. Be a very tall timber.
Voss bowls down leg side and called leg side by the umpire. Yeah. Must be plenty of protein in that WA beef over there.
I reckon there is.
Yeah. Voss bowls. This one swings the other way. Outside off stump. Umpire calls it wide. So a couple of handy runs for New South Wales. Swinging them both way is Voss. And this one on the stumps. Played straight back to Voss so they don't run. So a good early call from Nelson.
And his partner didn't over-commit, which is really good as well. So they're going along all right, these 2. 13 runs at the moment.
So 67. We've 10 overs into the 16 overs innings and 6 overs remaining. So the game at a good even stage at the moment. 13 in this pairing. The Wolves have come back into it after the first partnership.
And I've found that a lot during the week too. The first pair normally gets away early, and as the ball sort of gets a bit older, the fielders start coming into play. So Young Baxter here coming back on for his second over. He can produce a couple of opportunities here. Get the Wolves back into it.
This ball is back and clips it to the side net. Throw comes in. There's appeal for run out, not out. So hasn't really been a lot of run outs in close on the Wolves. Baxter bowls nice and full toss, but into the side net. Has a ping. Does, what have we got in there? That's Voss, I think. No, Thomas just misses the stumps. 2 to score to Nelson. Wide outside off stump, played and missed. Well taken by the keeper there in Egan.
Called wide by the umpire. Just a bit wayward here. Just need to crank up the batter. They're giving the batters a bit too much width here. And they've been able to score pretty easily.
Played and missed again. Egan takes the bails, but safely in his crease. So well bowled by Baxter. Full and just squeeze that one into the side net. So just straightening up a little bit there, Baxter.
Just Egan throwing a couple of wayward throws there. If he's not careful, the batters might steal some extra runs.
On the stumps, pulled around nicely by Nelson. 2 scored. So Baxter, a little bit, 15 off his, I think he's bowled 2 overs now.
Yes.
So 23 so far off these first 3 overs. So that was a good over there for the Cyclones. The score is 77.
And again, these 2 batters aren't doing anything silly either. They're just playing these balls beautifully off the back foot at the moment, waiting for the ball. And I found that's the ideal way to go, especially with the slower bowlers like Baxter. You can just wait for the ball and let it come to you. So need to get a couple of wickets here now, WA. And young McKeon's coming back on to bowl his second over.
This one hits him on the leg, they don't go, so no run. Nice and full, straight back to the bowler, so 2 dot balls to start this over.
3rd ball opportunity now for WA. Pressure on the batters to change the score here.
And that's a wide, so that's taken the pressure off.
And that hurts when you're a bowling side. You've done all the hard work and then you throw in a wayward delivery.
Nicely driven by Nelson. Throw comes in from Prescott. Doesn't hit the stump, so 81 the score now for the Cyclones. Short and very wide. The umpire calls a wide.
Those people at home who aren't up to date with the rules of the last over, all the extras get re-bowled, which really hurts.
This one's straighter, but nice wrists there from Hutley as he turned that ball into the side net for 2.
2 balls remaining. These 2 have batted really well for the Cyclones after the second pair made 18. They have given them a few opportunities, but WA haven't taken them again. And they're setting up a good score here.
This ball nicely driven. Prescott picks it up, has a ping and just misses. So that deadly left arm of his just failing to hit the stumps this time. A single scored. Full and driven into the side net.
Nice shot. Just flick of the wrist. 2 runs. Excellent performance by the 2 young boys.
Yep, 34 this skin. So they worked well together, those 2. West Australians really couldn't get those run-outs they were looking for. And we've seen that straight field. They haven't been up. There's been a lot of balls that have gone square, and they haven't been able to get those quick flicks into the keeper for any sort of run-outs, yeah.
That's correct. And just going back to the two batters, as I said, they were complementing each other really, really well, flicking the ball, rotating the strike, which is what you want.
Yep.
A couple of opportunities towards the end for WA to take advantage of, but once again, they couldn't do so. So, maybe 115 would be a good score. And it'll be a good run chase. The WA, though, as I say, they really need to start hitting now. They need to hit early. Otherwise, the score will blow out.
Yep. Yeah, well, another 30-odd here after 34 of the third pair. That'll take them up over 120. Hard to chase in a final. Of course, the loser is out of the competition. So we've got Austin Haber and Anthony Atley batting now. It's this ball, first ball into the side net. That's the area that's been unguarded in this innings. Austin Haber.
It's a very unusual field just to have the three-liners, the front court where they are.
DeVries bowls, and this one down leg side, but a safe ball. No run.
Because most teams go with your standard front court where the, take Voss, for instance, he'll go down to what we call a point area. But now they've changed two to the leg side here.
Nice and full, but getting over this one was nicely played into the side net by Atley. For two more to the total. So the Cyclones don't need to do anything silly here. And nicely glanced, and will they take off? They won't. No run. Don't have to do anything silly here. The West Australians, probably the heat's on them to try and forge a couple of wickets here. And that one's up. Action is taken this time by Prescott. And that ball full and straight from DeVries.
I think the ball just held up a little bit off the wicket, and just a bunt, and that's the start they need now. They just need to follow up with another one.
Had to climb his way around the runner there, Atley, Prescott, but he found his way around there. This ball shortish, played straight back in front of him, so no run scored there. Atley getting tangled with Prescott again. That's the end of the over from DeVries. So 1 for 12 off his 2 overs. And -1 off that first over. Just what the West Australians needed. Score is 87.
Certainly is now. And what the next bowler needs to do is to consolidate this over. Really put that wicket away that DeVries got in his first over. And if they can start getting on a roll, they'll be chasing under 100. And I'd rather chase under 100 in a final than trying to chase over 100.
Prescott now plays and misses outside off stump. So Prescott's been good in the field, a run out and a catch so far. This one's shortish, and was it cut off? Yes, it was, just for a single.
Well fielded. Had to make a bit of ground there. All his teammates come in to congratulate him.
So on the stumps, played back, no run. So Prescott finding a good line of length there. This ball, that's very high. That's above waist high for a no ball. This ball short and just squeezed into the side net by Haber for 2 runs. This ball down leg side and called leg side. That's the end of the over. So 6 is the score now for this pair, 94, 2 overs remaining. So for Western Australia mentally, I suppose, Tony, just keeping the score under 100 would be important for them.
Oh, certainly will. I mean, for a batting side, 100 is that psychological barrier And if WA can get that down, that'll make it a good run chase for them. But you never know. Finals are a strange game. They've got a young Thomas who gets them off to a good start. They will be looking under 100.
Cooper Thomas. This one, he puts that one down leg side. So
seems to be not a lot of overs here have been really tight for WA through the innings. And
it's on straighter. The throw comes in, but they don't take off for a run. So these two reluctant to anything straight. They're not going to run. Haber and Attlee.
Unfortunately for Max de Vries there, he didn't see the batsman was actually taken off and he could have thrown it to the keeper's end.
It's ball full. Driven in the air. Prescott just misses it and goes through for 5, I think. What's the umpire called? 4. So side, then back. So just really pushed that one.
Nearly straight to Prescott.
All he plays this one into his foot, no run.
He missed it. So just getting away a little bit here. The first over was a really good over, but the last 2 overs have been just a little bit loose.
Thomas this time just spins that one, but bowls a little full, and they get through for a single. Nice drive there from Attlee.
So the 100's on the board now for the Cyclones, and they'll be looking to get a few more runs here.
Thomas off the legs, nicely glanced for 2. 104 the score now, so 1 over remaining. And a good over those two there for Haber and Attlee.
There's, I reckon, 110, and the Cyclone coach will be very happy with that. You had a bit of a wayward second batting pair with only made 18. These two young fellas are fighting it out here, and that's what you like to see.
In the previous game between these two sides this week, 118 was a winning total for the Cyclones. They have a good over, they'll get up near that, but their average is about 106 this week in their 8 games. So they're pretty much going to plan. Western Australia's average a bit below 100, only just. So really expecting a tight game today, but this last over will be crucial.
To average 106 during a tournament is a really good effort.
Yep.
Considering you've got to play, X amount of games, and to keep that up, that's phenomenal.
Shortish and just played into the field. They're not going to take any chances here, the New South Walesmen. So the key here for de Vries is to not bowl any wides this last over. Shortish again straight. Voss cuts it off. They go through for 1 this time, and they get through safely.
I think just having the ball come up slowly to the field and let their batsman get through. I actually thought there was a call or no there, but they scampered through.
All well bowled by de Vries. Through the defences this time, and just missing the off stump. So Attlee, a little gap between bat and pad. Short, wide, but cut nice into the side net. Knocked in by Voss. There's an appeal for run out, but not out. Not
taken cleanly there by Egan.
These two very quick between the wickets when they do go.
Yes. So 2 balls remaining. I reckon the 110 targets they'll get, and that's going to make it a really good chase.
So round the wicket this time, de Vries. Short, cut into the ground, safely for 2. Egan trying to backhander, but wildly into the high end of the side net. And just missed here on leg side, so umpire calls that a safe ball. And that's the innings with the final total of 109 and Haber 12, Attlee 9 for a last skin of 21. So those two playing pretty safely in that last pair. A wicket or 2 there for the West Australians, but 109 at final score. As you said, Tony, the coach probably be pretty happy with around 110.
Oh, look, I believe he would be, and the scores have been up and down this week anyway. 110 will be a good target for the WA boys. And look, the 2 young fellas, they batted really well. They complemented each other the same as the 3rd batting pair. So they've got a really good fight here now, WA. And Cyclones will fight really hard to defend the score. And it's really now who wants the game, I think, in the innings as it comes over.
Yep. So early wickets will be the key. We saw the Wolves not taking a lot of wickets in the Cyclones innings, not affecting a lot of run-outs. It'll be interesting to see their field, New South Wales, compared to Western Australia's, who fielded very straight, and whether the Cyclones go back to a more traditional format for them.
And they may well do, and normally the traditional fields this week have worked really well. Obviously, we believe that the WA coach had a plan, but it obviously didn't come off. So there's a lot of work now for each batting pair when they come into bat. As long as they bowl nice and tight lines here, the Cyclone players, and get some early wickets. They're not a very tall side, as we can see out here, so...
No, it's interesting, the height difference between the two teams. The West
is.
Australians, a lot of tall boys, shot up pretty early. Bit of a nightmare for mum and dad with their forking out of the clothing.
I reckon so, and beds.
And the West Australian administrators, actually, the coaching staff getting the clothing ready. But a few extra larges required. But looks like we've got a couple of tall players in question as we talk. And two DeVries boys opening the batting for Western Australia. And the Cyclones boys, all from the New South Wales country. Not as much height amongst them, but certainly a lot of agility, as we saw. They're running between wickets, very sharp.
And these two batters, Max has made 81 runs in his 7 games this week, and Bryce 118. So they're solid contributors.
118. It's a good week for Bryce.
It is.
So we've got Austin Haber opening the bowling for the Cyclones. Looking forward to this chase. Should be very interesting. This ball full and driven. They don't run, and it's into the side net. But, of course, for those new viewers, no run scored if you don't cross for a run. So,
and young Haber has taken 4 wickets this week in his 6 games.
This ball full, and just an outside edge, but going through and just wide of the keeper. No run scored. So a cautious start here from Max DeVries. Those balls possibly in the driving length. Haber this time placed back into the side net this time, and Clark backhands it.
It's a better shot.
But they get 2. Yep. So going a bit wider this time. Haber, nicely forceful shot by Bryce DeVries, and 2 runs for the score. Very assertive on the front foot. Haber full and inside edge here, but straight to Horseman. And a throw wide, so just the one run.
Max DeVries had to reach for that one and mistimed the shot. I think maybe the length surprised him a little bit.
This ball on the stumps, and again a bit inside edge, but through to the side net for 2.
Trying to hit the ball very hard here, I think, these two, which is why they're mistiming the ball.
Yep.
They're probably a bit, also maybe threw their shots a bit early. Might pay. It's easy for us to say here because we're not playing, but it might pay for them just to wait a little bit, have a bit of patience.
So 7 scored off the first over. Tom Cody now will be bowling, and to these two tall Western Australian players, trying to get a bit of sweat off his hands there, Tom.
Cody's had an excellent week. He's taken 12 wickets this week, which is a great effort.
This ball down leg side, the first one, and you're getting some in swing. This ball full and into the back net there, first of all, I think.
We can see already with the field, the Cyclones have said it is a traditional field.
Yep.
Which is going to make it a lot easier for those ones in the corner. Except for Horseman, who's a bit straighter like we saw with the WA boys on the leg side. Just left that leg side open.
It's fallen a good length, played straight back down the pitch, so no run. They don't go. So cramping him for room. Ball full and a nice cover drive there, and a nice ping there from Corn, just missing the stumps, so 2 runs scored.
I reckon he might have had Max DeVries there.
Shortish played straight back to the bowler. They head off and they'll get through for a single as Cody can't quite back flick it. Maybe trying for the back net there, Bryce de Vries. This time on his legs into the back net for a safe single. A leg glance from Max. And that's the end of the over. So 7 more off that over. So consistent start by the de Vries boys. 14. As the tension builds as we chase this. I can see it being a close finish, Tony.
Oh, look, I think it will be, and I really hope it comes down to the last over because, they're the kind of games you like to be a part of. The adrenaline runs through the body and the excitement. And the parents and spectators get excited as much as the players do. And just in the round games, you've seen a lot of parents get excited this week.
I can imagine, yeah. So Horseman coming around the wicket, Shortish, and cut off by Clark. And so they just get a single.
I'm noticing already too, David, is that the back line, the back court are actually backing up the front court if they miss the ball.
Yeah.
And with the WA side, we're letting it come through rather than backing the players up.
Horseman on the stumps.
Well
fielded in close. And it hits the stumps, but de Vries back. Oh, they take off this time for an overthrow, and they get home for 1. So de Vries, both the de Vries boys, particularly Bryce, seeing that one early and going through for a single. So haven't seen too many. I think it's the first overthrow we've seen in this game, perhaps.
Certainly is, and Hutley was a bit, bit down on himself there, but I wouldn't say that it's his fault, actually.
No. He hit the stumps.
Yes.
So it was a good bit of fielding. Lovely on drive, through to the back net for a 5.
Great shot.
Really over the top of that one, Max de Vries.
I think he's been looking for that the whole inning so far.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad ball from Horseman, really. It was on a good length, but getting confidently on the front foot with not a lot of bounce on these pitches. Horseman bowls, plays back, no runs, straight to Clark.
And there's a new protocol, you could say, in place this year where they've actually dropped the skins in the final system.
Okay.
So if you draw the game, the highest team on the ladder goes through this year.
Yep. So no sudden death over or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
So highest team goes through. So it's a new...
so the Cyclones will have this advantage if they do tie?
Yes. Whereas the grand final, you'll have a replay, the little 8-over game.
Okay. So the score under 23, Western Australia. And a nice drive. And Clark...
Oh.
Sorry, Nelson quickly tries the backhander, but they get home safely for 2. So that's the end of the over. 25 after 3 overs. Western Australia chasing 109. So 11 off that over. A good over with that 5 there from Max de Vries.
Yep. It's a good solid start here for the boys. And, the Cyclones aren't bowling that badly either.
No.
They're just trying to play the big shots, the de Vries brothers. So young Corn coming on to bowl now. He's got 10 wickets this week. So.
Going to bowl some off spin. And this ball to the side net, picked up by Clark and pinged at the stumps. And he misses, so they get through for 2. He's pretty sharp in there, Clark.
Certainly is, and the fielding's been a lot sharper at the moment from the Cyclone boys.
Corn bowls, and he misses that one down leg side, Bryce de Vries. Not taken cleanly by Cody, but no run. Corn short and pulled around this time into the side net for 2. And well done by Cody, a back flick there, nearly finding de Vries short of his ground.
Geez, he was quick to get to that corner.
Yeah. Great bit of athleticism. Floats it up on a good length, but hit into the side net. Clark pings, didn't hit. So Clark getting a little frustrated, he can't hit the stumps. Pretty hard when the ball's given so much air. Corn again. Flatter this time and pulled into the side net for 2. And Nelson stops it, going through to the back net.
Good response here from WA in the run chase.
On a good length and plays back into the back net, no run. So some really nice flight that over from Mitch Corn, the captain. Looks like he's got a great future ahead of him in spin bowling department.
Certainly has. And it was a great start, as I was saying. It was a great start from WA, just the start they really needed.
Yep.
And we got Prescott and McKeon to bat second. They really need to consolidate the score here. Prescott has had 72 runs this week, which is a fair effort.
Yep, so 33 runs off the first the first pair. And New South Wales scored 36 at the same time. So very evenly poised. And the two DeVries boys, two of their better batsmen, I would say, this week, performed in the championship. So one would have expected a good start. But some clean fielding and some consistent bowling. Really, we haven't seen really many wides at all. I can't remember too many at all from the Cyclones. So very disciplined bowling so far.
Probably only 2 or 3 at best. And
yep.
As you're saying, the fielding's been very excellent. I'll try again. The fielding's been excellent from the boys. Trying to get out the words.
You meant, Tony. Yeah. So Clark into bowl now. Some good pace. He plays back into the side net. And 2 scored.
Clean hands. The fielders are getting really low to the balls, which we didn't see from the WA fielders. So they've obviously learnt from that, the Cyclone boys, putting pressure on the batters.
On his legs and into the side net. And a late decision to go. And they get through for 2. So Hutley there diving across in front of the batsman. Almost a collision. This ball short, pulled around into the back net, no run.
First short delivery we've seen today from the Cyclone boys. But they're pretty much a disciplined bowling side at the moment.
So Clark this time full and driven straight to the fielder. Horseman tries to ping it, but a slow throw in, and they get through for a single. But well cut off by Horseman. Clark bowling with some good pace. That ball a bit fuller. This ball's short and played straight to the fielder, so no run. Cut off by Corn.
Couple of throws starting to get a bit wayward, but the batters had an opportunity there for an extra run, but didn't take it.
Short again and missed down the leg side. The umpire calls leg side. So this is the last over, but they're, it's the first over of this pair, of course. So not rebowled, so 2 runs to total, score 39, chasing 109.
As soon as I've said they've been a disciplined bowling unit, they started bowling wide. Commentators curse, so.
Look, these boys may not have been playing a lot of years, but someone with the pace of Clark, if he can get the ball on a good length, they're really going to test the WA batsman.
Oh, you certainly are, and we've seen a lot of, even in the under-14 girls, there's some quick bowlers in that division too. And
so Attlee bowling some leg spin here and getting on the front foot. That one's a full toss, so 2 runs to total.
And they're also troubling batters, so yeah, you're quite right there.
So McKeon, nice 2 runs there. Prescott on strike now. And he tries to pull that one round. Missed, a nice keeping there from Cody. Takes the bails, but he's safely in his crease, Prescott.
And young Nelson on the back stumps having to run after a few balls here. Just having a look on court 2 with the under-15 semi-final. For those who are not watching.
Oh, that one through to the back net. Coming down the wicket. Prescott cross-batting that one down through to the back net for 5. So very handy shot there for Western Australia. The score on a 48. Attlee bowl throws the off-spinner in, but well fielded in close there by Corn. And just conceding a single.
So South Australia playing WA in the 3rd versus 4th final on court 2, under 15 boys. We have South Australia defending 130, and at the moment the current score is 30 for WA, so that could be a close game as well.
Attlee in again, flights this one, comes down the wicket, and that'll be in off the back net, so 4 more to the total.
Young Nelson overcommitted into the corner, overran the ball by the looks of it.
So a very handy over there, 16 off the over. Jack Prescott in particular coming down the pitch and making the most of that. So this pair have put on 22 already, score 55.
I actually thought Prescott had misread the ball there, 'cause I thought he actually got beaten in flight, but he was lucky enough to get the edge.
Prescott, one of these talented athletes that bowl left-handed, field left-handed, and bat right-handed. So I don't know how they do it. Yeah. Hutley bowls and into the side net. Well done by Prescott.
Clark.
He's building a very nice innings. Jack Prescott. We've seen a 5 and a 4 from him so far. Full and nicely driven by McKeon. 2 more. Nelson trying to take the stumps.
Young Hutley's bowling really well here, but the fielders just can't hit the stumps for him.
Nice and full, just chipped into the side net, 2 runs. So the Cyclones boys just looking a bit tense now. They need a couple of wickets in this 7th over. On a good length this time, but nicely clipped off his toes for 2 by McKeon. So they can't stem the flow of runs at the moment.
Just like you were saying, I'm just wondering if some of the boys are looking at the scoreboard and the old scoreboard pressure is getting to them.
And a nice drive from Prescott again, so 2 more to the total. And mentally, the Cyclones, they just need to keep at it, stick at the task, find that length and create a wicket.
Yep.
Shortish pulled, and Habber has a shot. Takes the stumps off Nelson as an appeal, but not out.
So that was a good over by Hutley. There was 2 or 3 half chances they could have had. But unfortunately, they couldn't just execute the final play. And now, where we are, we're 33 after 8 overs to come. They need to start getting a wicket here. This could actually slip away from them quickly.
Yeah, great start from Western Australia, 66. The Cyclones probably came into this game as favourites, given they've won 6 of their 8 games this week. But Western Australia's given themselves a great chance to win this game. Prescott's performance has been excellent so far. A good all-round performance. He executed a run out, took a catch, and now has put on 22 runs. So he's having a great game for Western Australia.
Certainly is. Bases.
So we see Austin Habber bowling now, straight back down the wicket. Nelson, does he stop the side net? No, he doesn't. Into the side net, that'll be 3. So Nelson, a good diving effort to stop it, hitting the back net. Couldn't quite prevent the side net. Habber bowls, short, and he's bowled him. Trying to play across the line, Jack Prescott, and keeping a bit low, as we talked about, Tony.
Yep.
And is that the wicket that the Cyclones need to get them mentally back into the game?
Let's hope so. Like you said, mentally it's a good start for them. Nice delivery from young Habber there. Didn't bounce as high as Prescott thought it would. So maybe, and this is the start that they need. Needs to consolidate. Hopefully get another wicket here.
Prescott gets an outside edge this time, so it'll be 1. Score 65, chasing 109. This is the 8th over of the innings. On a full length, clipped nicely by McKeon for 2. And so plays and misses outside off stump. Cody quickly takes it. It's been very clean behind the stumps. Cody.
This has been a really good over for the Cyclones, just what they required. Another wicket would be...
Oh, bottom edge into the keeper, and they just get 1 run. So
that's very interesting. That the bails are actually on at off at the keeper's end.
Yeah.
The umpire didn't notice.
So whether Cody knocked the bails, we're not sure, of the keeper, but a good last over for the Cyclones. Austin Habber, and the score 68. So just the 2 off that 8th over. Very crucial, those last overs, isn't it, to restrict the sundries or the extras.
Certainly is.
Exactly what Habba did.
Certainly is, and if you look at the score now, the game's still evenly poised here. We could have a real cracking result. The Cyclones get on the third batting pair now. I think it's the one they really need to hit to put pressure on the last pair. And if they have to score, say, 50, maybe 60 to win the game, there's going to be a lot of pressure on them.
So 42 required in these last two pairs for Western Australia. We're looking for a really close finish here. We've got Alex Baxter batting here against Jack Clark.
Alex Baxter in his 5 games just made the 44 runs. So they're just rotating their players as all teams do during the week. And Cooper Thomas has made 74. So there's still respectable scores for the two players. Clark here now really needs to get a wicket to start the flow for the Cyclones.
Short. And Corn has a ping at the bowler's end. Oh. Nelson fails to take the ball.
Clean take, probably would have had the run out, which is what they needed.
Baxter diving and made his ground. Would have been interesting if Nelson had taken it, whether that would have been out. So Zach Clark looking for an early wicket in this pair. Shortish, outside edge. He takes off and gets back into his crease, so no run. Plenty of support for the Cyclones on the sidelines. Home state, of course. Many of the parents would have driven down here for the competition. Shortish and plays and misses.
Good delivery.
That had plenty of pace on it, plenty of heat. So Thomas finding that difficult to deal with. Short again, this time into the side net. Ping by Corn, but not accurate. 2 runs to the total. Western Australia don't need to do anything too silly here.
No.
To find the side nets.
They just rotate the strike. They'll get there. Get the ones in the 2s.
This one's up, Ishley. Horseman, does he get under it? He does.
Yes, he does.
Falling forward, getting his hands underneath that one. And as we were just saying, Western Australia just need to keep the ball on the court. But that one uppish there from Baxter. So
I think Clark might be I think Clark might have a plan of bowling just a bit short to both batsmen here. And Baxter only bunted that one up.
And this one nice into the side net by Thomas. So
good start.
A good start there from the Cyclones in this partnership. So he's got 1 for 6 off his 2 overs, Zach Clark. A tidy performance from him.
That was a good over, just to back up the next one.
And so 0 runs off that over.
And young Patrick Nelson coming on the bowl now. He's had a good carnival, young Patrick Nelson. He's taken 9 wickets for the carnival, which is no mean feat. Needs to get a couple of those in here right now.
So 42 still needed by Western Australia off the last 7 overs. Plays straight back down the wicket. They head off out of his crease, but Baxter had stayed in his crease at the runner's end, so not out. Up Ishley and caught by Corn.
Full delivery.
A full toss. So Thomas could have done a lot with that, but he chose to, he just got under that one a bit too much bottom hand and caught in close by Corn.
And how often do you see, whether it's outdoor or indoor cricket, the old full toss gets a wicket? Happens every time.
Outside off stump, and that's called a wide. Handy 2 runs. Just throwing in the off spinner there, Nelson.
I thought he was hard done by there. I thought it was just inside the line, but I'm a different angle.
Another off spinner, well driven by Baxter into the side net for 2. Quite a big bat there, Baxter. There's plenty of width to it. So This one uppish again, but this one's wide of the fielder. So that's 4 scored. Thomas chancing his arm. That time the risk paid off. Flatter. Oh, just missed the off stump. Baxter playing across the line.
Just
Nelson unlucky. Yep.
Good over.
So just the 3 runs off that over with the wicket. So making a bit of heavy weather of it, the West Australians, this pair. So 3 runs off 2 overs.
And this is what the Cyclones really needed, as we spoke about before this batters come into bat here. 3 runs off the first 2 overs. Now they need to back it up with a couple more wickets here with young Attlee and really put pressure on the last batting pair.
So Attlee in. Thomas plays this one a little bit upish into the side net, but wide of Horseman. 2 runs.
Attlee with 7 wickets during the carnival. He's bowled really tidily.
He throws in the leg spinner. Baxter into the side net. Habber hits the stumps with his throw, but Baxter always safely home. Score 75. We're in the 11th over. He's back and plays and misses. Cody not taking that one cleanly. Nice. He drives straight. They don't run. And this time they do with the misfield from Clark. They get the bonus. So 2 scored there. Full and almost cut off. No, hits the side net. Horseman, a good, nice diving effort. Just rebounded off his hand into the side net. So 2 more. Attlee bowling a tidy length. Short, and that'll be a wide.
Not the over Cyclones needed there. First 2 bowlers have done so well. Coach is calling them over for a quick chat. Both coaches. 11
off that last over, score on 82. So this will be a crucial over, the last over of this pair. Again, any wides or no balls re-bowled. So certainly need some accuracy, the Cyclones. 28 required by Western Australia. If the Cyclones can get a wicket this over, that'll put some pressure on the last pair to score over 30. But again, 5 to 10 scored by the West Australians. You know, only needing 15 or so in the last pair can make a big difference. So mentally,
certainly will.
So Baxter drives and not taken cleanly by Corn.
Things starting to get a little bit untidy in the field here. They need to regroup.
Full and driven by Thomas again. 2 more. A back flick by Nelson. Over the stumps. The West Australian coaching staff very vocal over there. Happy with those first 2 balls. Plays and misses. They don't run.
Great delivery. Just missing an off stump there. Keeps it in that area, young Nelson. I think he might get a wicket or 2. They really need a couple here now, the Cyclones.
23 required by WA. This one more flight, a full toss and turn to the side net.
This field. Fielder's starting to get a little tense here.
Hutley throwing that one almost into the ground. Full toss again, uppishly. Getting under it is Clark. He takes the catch.
That's the wicket they needed.
So Thomas, he hits the ball very cleanly. We've seen him go for some big hits in this innings. But a few of them have been uppish. Some of them have paid off. That one didn't.
So last ball, can they finish with another wicket here?
Baxter drives nicely, 2 runs. The ball going through to the stumps. Peel for a run out and not out. So Cody very animated behind the stumps. Nicely fielded in close there. So that wicket, Nelson now has 2 for 7.
It's a game on now. Last pair need, what do we got, 24? And it's not going to be easy.
No.
Certainly not. So
Set for a great finish here. 24 runs required by WA. We always thought it was going to be close with that total. 109. We can see with just one ball, things can change.
Certainly can. And
so we got Voss coming to the wicket. And I think it's Egan.
Yeah, so Jake Egan and Voss, 78 runs to Daniel Voss this week. And young Egan 116, which is also a great effort here.
So Egan will be a key player. 116 runs so far this tournament. So it's really a challenging situation for all players involved here. Horseman bowls. Hits straight, they don't run. But a great experience for the 13s and under boys.
Oh, it certainly
to perform in this environment,
yeah,
it goes a long way to their development.
And you hope they all come back again next year after having this year.
This one full, he plays and misses, he's bowled him.
He's bowled him.
He's clipped the leg stump.
He has. Great start.
Looked like that might miss leg stump, but just catching the edge of the leg stump. Yeah. And what a start by the Cyclones.
As you're saying, to play in front of the crowd we have at the moment today, and with all the noise and atmosphere going on, it's something you want to come back for.
So Jack Horseman floats it up Ishlee through to the back net. That could be a 7. It's 7 scored. What a shot from Jake Egan.
A gutsy shot to play after you've just been bowled.
Yeah, just pierced the field there. 88 now the score, 22 required. Horseman full and squeezed out through the leg side. Hutley throws in, just misses the stumps. Horseman getting the players to drive at the moment. Again full, he misses that one down leg side, taken by Cody, no run.
He's got to keep his nerve. Young Horseman here, the last ball, the over.
Full, he goes for the big shot, another 7. They get through, and a nicely clipped stumps by Nelson, but not out. So what a dramatic over, 2 7s from Jake Egan and a wicket. But overall, in the end, it was quite a good over for Western Australia.
11 off the over.
So chancing his arm, but Western Australia 97. They need 13 off the last 3 overs.
WA coach getting a bit animated here, passing on his instructions to his batters. It's good to see the passion of the coaches. As I said, I've seen it with a lot of the parents this week. And
yeah, it means a lot.
It certainly does.
You just, the players do get a lot from their coaches and their general demeanour. Cody bowls. He bowls him!
Oh, great start.
Through the defences. Just the perfect length. Batsman not quite sure whether to go back or forward.
He's got to keep that ball there. He really does. Because we've seen that if Egan can get his arms free, he's going to hit the back net. So he's got to follow it up with a nice tight delivery again.
Well, Jake Egan. There's been a couple of dismissals. There's been a couple of 7s. What a dramatic last pairing. Cody bowls. This one upish again and not cut off. That'll be a 5, I think. Yep. Went under the body.
Valiant effort from young Nelson.
Patrick Nelson. He knows whenever Egan's on strike, I think he's going to be asked the question.
I think so.
Short. Oh, through the defences.
And it probably wouldn't hurt either if Cyclones coach to move the 2 3-liners back with Egan on strike.
Yeah.
You may get a couple of catches up the back just to try and take his shot away.
So Voss on strike. He plays it into the side net. A ping at the stumps, and he's home safely. 2 runs, so it's score 99. 11 required by Western Australia. Egan on strike. What's he got in store for us this time? He's been playing his natural game. He cuts this time into the side net. Throw it in, hits the stumps. He's run him out.
Yes. Young Hutley.
Corn was it? Yep.
Might be caught. No, I think it was a great effort. Young Evans a bit devastated, but it was a great piece of fielding. There's nothing wrong with that.
Just a backhander straight into the stumps. And Corn, a great effort there.
Now this batting pair, well, this game's now to and fro with momentum. One side's got it, the other side takes it away. What you want in a final.
Oh, inside edge, but into the side net. Hutley hits the stumps with the backhander, but he's home safely.
Good over. Tom Cody bowled really well today.
Yep. He's been very clean behind the stumps and bowled particularly well. So 10 so far, this partnership. Despite 2 sevens, a 5.
Yeah.
There's been a number of wickets as well. So 14 required from Western Australia the last 2 overs. What a great finish we're going to have here.
Mitchell Corn to bowl the 15th over.
And, this is the experience of sport and life. One side's going to be very elated. One side's going to be very disappointed. But
they certainly are.
Hopefully they can just benefit from the experience of playing in a close final like this.
Yeah, and look, regardless of the result, both teams are going to be very, have played very well.
Yep.
And as you said, even though one team will be disappointed, they've done their state very well, very proud.
So Corn with his off spin. Hits it into the side net. Hutley throws it in, but 2 runs scored. So as long as Western Australia don't lose wickets, it's probably all they need to do off most balls if they can pick up a 2. Score 98. Corn doesn't follow through this time, so I don't know if he thought the batsman was ready or not.
It's good to see.
Floats it up. He defends. No run.
Both coaches having a laugh in a tense game.
You're standing next to each other there. So Corn to Egan. He hits it into the side net. 2 scored. Cody back tries to backhand. Just misses.
It's that sense that even the Cyclones and WA supporters are very quiet at the moment. I don't think they know which way this game's going to go.
No. Corn to Voss. Oh, outside edge and missed there, close in. Backhand hits the stumps, but Egan home. Hutley there, very clever backhander. But the ball whizzed past him with that outside edge from Voss. 102 the score. 8 required by WA. Floats it up and again into the side net. Cody backhands it, but Voss home safely.
Shot from Egan.
104. 6 required by WA. Floats it up, hits the back net. They don't run. No run. So that's the end of the Corn over. And we've seen a lot of skill from Corn. He's off spin today. Really swivelling nicely at the crease, getting some nice drift and drop. And
we've certainly got the result we're looking for down to the last over. 6 runs required, and it's not going to be an easy 6 runs either. There's going to be pressure on both batsmen and the fielders.
So we've got Jake Egan, who's had a good week with the bat, and we've seen how strongly he can hit. But he does hit the ball in the air. So young Brett Hutley has been given the job bowling the last over.
They brought Clark onto the back stumps.
Full. And the inside edge into the keeper. No run. So excellent start for Hutley.
And that's the pressure. Pressure's on everyone here.
3rd ball. Western Australia have to run this ball. Have to score. Full, upish, what a catch!
Great catch.
What a catch!
Great catch off the roof.
Just a reflex catch off the roof. Egan can't believe it. And the catch in there taken by young Haber, Austin Haber. An amazing bit of reflex catching. Just looking at his support crew there, smiling away to the audience. Makes it hard for WA, but funnily, Egan coming down the wicket, a waist-high full toss to turn it into. Yeah. Quite difficult to hit the back net from there.
It certainly is. And he's very distraught at the moment, young Egan, by the looks of it. Coach is just trying to calm him down, which is the right thing to do here.
And it just sometimes takes a bit of brilliance like that from young Haber to win these games.
Certainly does. as they say, catches win matches, and he may have just won the match.
That was a particularly difficult take. He had to lean back and take it almost behind him. We've got an exciting finish in the 15s final next to us.
Certainly is.
I don't know how many balls left. WA need
3 balls left in the last over.
9. So we see Hutley again. This time to Voss. On a good length. Oh, the outside edge. They go through. They'll make it through for 1. Will they go through for an overthrow? No, they'll keep Egan on strike.
We've got 3 balls remaining.
So it's been...
So the 3 liners have come back. I reckon Egan will be looking for the back net here.
Wide outside. It's caught on leg side.
No.
And he wants to re-bowl that. That must have been close. It wasn't that wide. The umpire right over the top of that one. 102. 8 required by WA. He goes for it. And that'll be 4. Beautifully struck from Egan.
Good shot to play. 2 balls remaining in this game.
2 balls remaining. 4 required. Remember, if it's a tie, Cyclones win. Full into the side net. Hutley throws, just misses. Bit of a collision there. Hopefully the boys are all right.
And South Australia win the under-15 final in a thrilling match over there.
So 1 ball remaining, 2 runs required by Western Australia. Hutley bowls, drives, he hits it off the fielder into the side net, and 2 scored.
Oh,
Western Australia are ahead.
What a finish.
And I think that ball might have struck the player in the face. That was Corn. What an unfortunate way to end for Mitch Corn. Just copped the ball straight in the head there, and the ball into the side net. He's probably got a mixture of disappointment and pain.
Yeah.
But a dramatic finish to this 13s and under final. And Western Australia just getting home by 1 run.
And this last batting pair had everything you could think of in a final. Every team, every momentum was going each way. Oh, what a great final, 4 overs.
That 4 from Egan, 2 balls from the end was a key. And getting them to within a couple of runs of the total. Cyclones, will be, after their excellent week of 6 wins from their 8 games, to be distraught after that. But look, they've played a tremendous game of cricket. And they would have learnt a lot from that. I thought with that catch from Habber in the last over.
I did too. I thought the same thing.
And at that stage, WA needed, I think, 9 runs off 4 balls, or something like that. So or 3 balls even.
But those young fellas, they can hold their heads high. They've represented their state really well this week, and all their parents can be proud of their efforts this week. Coaching staff, right down to the trainers.
So some disappointment amongst the boys. I hope the coaches can reiterate what a successful week they've had. Like we said earlier, a couple of overs ago, there was always one side going to be pleased with the result, and one quite disappointed. But the Cyclones, New South Wales country, I would say, just looking at them, there's probably a couple of their players which could play again next year.
Yes, certainly.
And they would have learned from this experience. But
certainly will.
Certainly WA, a much taller physically side. And just clapping the opposition supporters there and their home supporters, and played in very good spirit.
Certainly is. And all games have this week. Teams get on really well with each other. Supporters get on really well with each other. And that's the spirit of cricket here at the junior level.
So the Cyclones bowled accurately. They didn't bowl many extras during the innings, and I thought they caught well. It just WA, with their batting, seemed to hit more boundaries, more higher scores.
Yes.
So their game was a little more flamboyant than the Cyclones, which ended up getting them home. I mean, they didn't take a lot of wickets.
No, that's right.
But the Cyclones were probably a little more consistent during the game.
Yep.
But we saw Jake Egan. Something was happening every ball with him batting at the end there. There was 7s, 5s, 4s. He was getting out. He was hitting the ball in the air. But that certainly added to the tension of that last innings.
Oh, it certainly did. And it actually made a good spectacle too towards the end.
So congratulations to Western Australia. They go through the preliminary final, which will be played this afternoon. The 13s and under preliminary final. And that'll be between the New South Wales Blues and Western Australia for the right to play Victoria in the grand final of the 13s and under. This has been a very tight division, the 13s and under.
Certainly has.
And some really good cricket and some even cricket played during the week. And certainly the boys would benefit from that experience. So thanks to all the parents that have come down from country New South Wales to visit and see their sons play. But it's been a pleasure to call this one. Thanks very much, Tony, this afternoon.
It's been my pleasure, David. Thank you, Adu.
And we'll be back very shortly after a short break with the next match here on the Cricket Australia live stream of the National Junior Indoor Cricket Championships live from Dubbo Sports World. Thanks very much.